Here's a posing tip. Throughout your entire routine, you want to make sure that your booty is lifted. Imagine that there's a string connected to your tailbone, lifting your booty upwards. If you don't feel like your low back is cramping, you're probably not doing it right.
Shayne, thank you so much for being here. This is exciting.
Thank you.
We've been talking off camera. I'm going to look at my notes here. You were recently on vacation. Let's just start with that for fun.
Okay.
Where'd you go? I already asked you about it, but I'm going to ask you again.
I went to North Carolina to visit my uncle and his family, and then I went to Tennessee to celebrate my grandpa's 80th birthday. So, just visiting family.
What'd y'all do mostly?
We went to the beach in North Carolina, and I did a surfing lesson for the first time. It was a lot of fun, and I actually got up on the board, so I'm proud of that. And then my sisters and I drove through the mountains from North Carolina to Tennessee, and we actually went to Gatlinburg for one evening with my dad. It's just like a touristy town. You can walk everywhere. And we went to a really cool aquarium with this long underground tunnel, or like under the water tunnel. All these sharks and stuff were swimming over us. It was really cool. And then we just celebrated my grandpa's 80th birthday, went back to North Carolina, and then flew back home.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. July 4th, I was paddleboarding in Austin. Shout out to Rebecca Adley, who's in figure, paddleboarding with her, and I just had no balance. Did you got the surfing down pretty well?
Yeah, it was just the waves were crashing really close to the shore. So by the time you got up on the board, you were almost like hitting the beach. And so you'd hit the beach and then kind of tumble off your board. But it was still fun.
That's cool. Well, about 3 months ago, you were on stage at the Southwest USA Fitness Expo. Let's take a look at that video right now. Let's reminisce about this show. In first call out again. I know you were a little disappointed on the placing, but overall, you're pretty happy with it.
Yeah, I'm definitely happy with the package that I brought and how I executed the prep. I was a little disappointed. I wanted to qualify for nationals, but I think it all ended up how it was supposed to be. I think I just needed to do that one show this year, then transition into an off season.
This is the same show you did last year. We also have video of that. How's your body changed in that time?
I definitely put on more muscle mass. I think pretty much everywhere, more lower body than upper body. Whenever I was at this show, I was looking at myself. I was like, I think my lower body's kind of overpowering my upper body. But I would say I was just like really hitting it hard in the gym, lifting heavy, eating, and it showed. So
seeing you on stage, this is to me at least, you correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the hourglass look.
Yeah, for bikini.
Yeah, this is fantastic. Can you believe how far you come doing this?
Honestly, no. I was pretty surprised at how much I had changed in just one off season, but I really tried to stick to a structured program, which I had never really done before. So I'm excited to see what happens this off season too.
About 5 years ago, you started doing the strength training?
Yeah, so 5 years ago, I no longer was a collegiate athlete, so I had to figure out something else that I wanted to do. And I kind of fell in love with lifting, and I started doing powerlifting type workouts, really fell in love with the strength aspect of like hitting PRs in the gym, just lifting heavy weight. And I put on quite a bit of muscle over 3 or 4 years before being approached by actually the gym owner of the gym I used to work out at, and he asked me if I wanted to do a show, and for a while I was like, I don't know, and then I finally decided, yeah, I would do it.
Mm-hmm. I have so many questions in my head, I don't even know where to start. But on Best Muscle Video on YouTube, I've lately been posting a lot of tennis videos.
Oh, really?
So do you follow pro tennis now, or is it just back in college?
I follow it a little bit. I'm not like, I don't know all the stats. I mean, I watched a little bit of Wimbledon, but I don't really like follow it hardcore, I guess.
Do you ever play anymore?
Last year I played in a mixed league here in the Dallas area, and my team won. I was like lower on the ladder, but I still played pretty often. So I think I'm going to do that again this fall.
Well, what do you think some of your best, how do you say, shots are in tennis? Is it your serve?
Not my serve. No, not my serve. I'm really good at the net, so like hitting volleys. I like to be aggressive up there, finish points.
It's important in doubles.
Yeah. And doubles is so much more fun than singles.
Mm-hmm. We post a ton of videos of Iga Świątek. She's the #1 player in the world right now. She's from Poland.
Yeah. I watched a little bit of her.
Yeah, that's super cool. I haven't been on court in forever.
Play?
So I played as a kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, thank you for asking. That brings back memories for me. I was pretty decent before you hit puberty, and then people get stronger.
Yeah.
This is a video from Instagram. You using the 100-pound dumbbells, just doing squats. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What about you? Got any PRs lately, deadlifting or?
No, not really. I am going to start a program that like focuses on the big 3: squat, bench, deadlift. I was going to start it when I got back from vacation, but surfing, I kind of like hurt my shoulder. So I'm trying to manage that, and then I'm going to start that program.
We're sitting here right now, and I actually have lower back pain.
Yes.
This is everybody's hurting right now. Tell me about the Buff Booty at Home workout program.
Oh, yeah. So I am an online fitness coach. So that's just
you seem to be so passionate about.
I do love it. Yes, I decided that I wanted to start doing that. Whenever I was prepping for my first show, I kind of thought, oh, this is cool. Like maybe not working with people who are on prep, but like just women in general who want to get strong, lose body fat. And so at the beginning of this year, I really decided to start pursuing that. And I did a challenge for like the beginning of the year. It was called the Fresh Start Challenge. And there were 5 women in it. And then I kept some of those for one-on-one coaching after that. And now I've just started trying to build up my roster and provide like value, content, freebies to other people out there who might not be able to afford one-on-one coaching right now. So that's what the Buff Booty program is. It's all on my, I use an app. And so all the workouts are there on an app with videos on how to do each of the exercises, and you can log your workouts, and yeah. So that's what that is.
I was working with a trainer, and it was fantastic. He was great. Learned a lot from him. I was over at Hidden Gym.
Mm-hmm.
They have 2 or 3 gyms now in the Dallas Metroplex called Hidden Gym. Doing the workouts on the app, and the one thing that and this is pretty amateur question, so forgive my arrogance, but like the gym I was at didn't have the machine that was on the app. How do you get around that?
So at least for the Buff Booty program, it's all at home. So it's minimal equipment, just bands. But for my one-on-one clients, I try to ask what kind of equipment they have available. And I ask them to look over the workouts before they do them, so that if there's an exercise that they don't have the equipment available, then I will just change the exercise to something that like works the same muscle group but uses a different machine or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Where do you think in general in your life your passion comes from, helping people? I mean, did it come from your mom or?
Well, I would say I'm the oldest of 5, so I kind of grew up taking care of other people. I was frequently left in charge of my little siblings.
Yeah,
it wasn't always the most fun experience, I would say, but I think I just like enjoyed taking care of other people. And then I mean, whenever I was in college, I always just like wanted to be a leader. I was team captain on my high school team. We didn't really have team captains in college, but I was usually number 1 on the ladder, like for singles and doubles. So I just felt like I was put in this role of leadership, and I needed to be a good example and help those around me be better. And I think that just carried on into my career and into my online coaching.
Your siblings are athletes too?
Yes. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Like, what does your brother do?
So I have 2 brothers. It's me, and then Levi is my brother after that. Kinley's my brother after that. Levi played basketball and tennis.
Your family has some cool names.
Yeah, we do. We have unique names. Wait till you hear my sister's names. They're cool too. But Levi played tennis and basketball, and then Kinley played tennis and ran cross country. And then Amber and Marin are my sisters. Amber played volleyball and tennis, and Marin plays volleyball and soccer. So
sweet.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun watching them.
Yeah. Well, when we come back, you're going to post here in 15 seconds. Let's talk about, I don't know if you still watch this, but New Girl. I haven't watched this late. I haven't never seen the show.
They took it off of Netflix.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw it actually.
Yeah, that was just a comfort show.
New Girl is no longer on Netflix, and we will talk about that. Let's go to Shayne posing and giving a posing tip right now.
Another good tip is to make sure that you're always looking at the judges whenever you're in your front pose or when you're transitioning.
Shayne, thank you so much. That was awesome. New Girl, what in the world is this?
It's just like a comedy, a sitcom, and about this girl who finds these roommates on Craigslist. It's 3 guys right after she breaks up with her boyfriend, and it's just about their crazy life living together, and it's just really funny. Comfort show.
Still new seasons, or are they?
No, I think it's only like 6 seasons, and it's.
Were you a late comer to the show, or?
Yeah, they already had, or actually, I think the last season hadn't come out yet, and so I was able to watch all 5 seasons, and then I had to wait for the last one.
Mm-hmm. Do you relate to any of the characters in the show?
Not necessarily. They're all kind of over the top. But that's what makes it so funny.
Yeah, good writing, good acting.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. What about this is from your Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Consistency in the gym, but not seeing progress. The way you post your tips are really cool.
Oh, thanks.
Can you elaborate on that right now?
Like about being consistent in the gym but not seeing progress. Yeah. So a lot of people, including myself.
Do you think this is a common issue you see with women?
Yeah, because women like kill themselves in the gym just trying to see these results, which is usually I want to lose body fat, preferably in the belly. That's where most of the women say that they want to lose weight, which I get it. That's where I was. And I was consistently in the gym. I mean, like every single day. And I would feel bad if I missed a workout. Sometimes I was doing a lot of cardio, but most of the time I was just like lifting heavy every single day. And I wasn't really seeing progress. And then I was just getting really frustrated. And then I decided to take a look at like what I could do outside of the gym. And one of the main things was nutrition. So I started learning how to count macros, track macros, how to figure out the correct macros for me, my body, body weight, body type, my activity level. And I just started playing with that. And I really started seeing changes in the gym whenever I got my nutrition going, and I really prioritized recovery. So instead of lifting heavy 7 days a week, I went to like 5 days a week, and I would take days completely off from the gym to just rest. And then I realized, oh, when my body's like rested and recovered, I actually perform better in my next workout. And I started implementing deload weeks. So I would lift heavy for like 4 weeks at a time. And then for 1 week in the gym, I would really decrease the amount of weight that I was lifting. So still like be moving and doing those movement patterns. But then I would come back the next week and feel so much better and ready to hit it harder.
Love that.
Yeah.
Great knowledge. Let me ask you this question. This just popped into my head. What I'm seeing a lot at NPC shows, I shoot a lot of video at these shows. A great... it's a passion of mine. It's a lot of fun. We see a lot of people, they're doing sports in college, and then college ends, and they're like, okay, what do I do now? And then they find bodybuilding. We see a lot of people in the military and the Air Force who want to go into bodybuilding while doing that. I guess the question is, if you're not an athlete in high school, in college, but you want to get into bodybuilding, I mean, is that going to be harder on that person? I mean, I don't think I see that a lot.
Yeah. That's a good question. I feel like a lot of bodybuilders do have a background of like athletics or something like that, but I don't think it's impossible to get into bodybuilding. You just have to have that disciplined mentality. And I think those of us who grew up in athletics, that was ingrained and instilled in us like all throughout those years that we were playing sports because I mean, you had to show up to practice every single day, 2 hours a day. You had to make sure you were drinking water and eating so that you could perform well on game day. So in that aspect, I think that maybe people who grew up in athletics have a little bit of an advantage. But if you have that mentality in like just your work and your career, I mean, you could definitely transition that over into bodybuilding. It doesn't have to come from an athletic background.
This last show, did your family come?
Yes, my dad came and my brother Kinley came. And then one of my really good friends, Abby, she's been to both my bodybuilding shows. So.
Has your mom ever seen you in person in the show?
Yeah, she came to my first show, but the show I choose is always on the weekend of Mother's Day.
Yeah.
So this past show, she had been traveling and she's in school right now. And she felt really bad. She was like, I don't know if I want to come. I was like, Mom, it's fine. Like, Dad's going to be there. You came last time. It's really okay. So.
Do you think you'll do this same show next year?
I really don't know. I feel like maybe next year I might, if I decide to compete again. If you ask me, like, at the end of last show, if I was going to compete again next year, I'd be like, oh, yeah, for sure. But now, I don't know. I'm not in any rush, really, to compete again. But if I do compete again next year, I feel like I would do a show that's later in the year and then maybe try to do a couple more after that instead of starting a prep, like, in January, start a prep later and then try to go a little bit longer and deeper into the year. But we'll see. I'm not in a rush.
I think the show you did this year in the open division, there was about 10 or 11 people in that class.
I don't even remember.
I think there was about 10 or 11.
Okay.
Pretty sure. Maybe 9. How many people were in your class last year? Do you remember in the open?
I feel like it was bigger last year.
Yeah.
Honestly. I think there were more people there.
Wow. What I'm getting at is, I mean, you're in first call out both times.
Yeah.
So cool.
Thanks. Yeah. I'm proud of that.
Did they put you all on the diagonal and then call you all out? Or Yeah?
Yeah.
What went through your mind when they called your number?
I mean, I was pretty confident I was going to get first call out.
Yeah.
But I just didn't know like which placing I would get. So I felt confident they were going to call me out there. But again, I wasn't sure where I was going to fall.
Do you remember in prejudging this year, did they move you guys around a lot?
Really not. No. I felt like I blinked and we were off stage. Like last year, there was a lot more moving around and having us walk back and forth. But this year it was like I changed one position and they're like, okay, thank you. Or walked off. So,
what about this last prep? Would you do anything differently?
This last prep? The only thing is I would either have made it a little bit longer or asked my coach to push me a little bit more in cardio because I feel like I could have come in a little bit leaner and that might have given me a little bit of an advantage, maybe put me like in the second place spot. But overall, I did everything I could. I executed it perfectly. Like this year, I did not go off plan. It was a different story from my very first one.
Let's throw that video up again on the screen. I think you were pretty lean.
I mean, this year, yeah, I was lean. I just feel like I could have come in a bit leaner, so you could have seen like my glute ham tie-in a little.
The Paristos do in Texas, I don't know, 4, 5, 6, 7 shows a year. What's your favorite part about the way they do their shows?
I like how quick it is. They're like turning us around, like getting us ready. Because we're all tired and we want that day I mean, I enjoy it, but like by the end of the day, I'm like, I'm ready to go eat some food and I don't want to be here till like midnight. So they have big shows, but they're pretty timely and they keep them moving quick.
I think it takes a lot of people and the staff from the NPC and from them. It's about 15 people usually. We were at a show last time in Austin. It was about 15 people. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Seeing them. You're seeing on the bottom of the right of your screen. Shayne's going to pose in 10 seconds. What should we talk about when we come back? Maybe like your bachelor's degree and all that stuff.
Okay. Another tip is on your back pose, you want to make sure that your feet are not too externally rotated or pointed outwards so that your quads aren't taking away from your glutes.
Shayne, thank you so much. Your third and final time posing. Tell about the bachelor's degree. What'd you go to school for?
So I went to Hardin-Simmons University in Abilene, Texas, and I got a bachelor's degree in exercise science, and then just prerequisites for physical therapy. And then I have my doctorate degree in physical therapy.
You were telling me earlier off camera you work at a hospital, right?
At an inpatient hospital.
So your whole life, or a lot of your life, encompasses around just helping people.
Yeah, and exercise.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah,
good for you. My dad's in the medical field. He's an OB-GYN.
Okay.
My mom's a former RN.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, I understand that, and we have a lot of clients in this building who are medical, so that's really cool. Was it pretty grueling going through that training doing there?
Yeah, it was. In undergrad, like I was doing tennis, and it's an all year round sport, and I was, supporting myself. I mean, my parents paid for some things, but I still had 4 little siblings at home, so they couldn't help out much. So I was working 1 to 2, I think one time maybe had 3 jobs for a while, just like trying to make sure I was making ends meet. So then when I got to physical therapy school, it was like a little bit less stressful, I would say, just because I had gotten to physical therapy school. That was like the whole goal during undergrad. But then in physical therapy school, it was an accelerated program at Hardin-Simmons. So we were in class 8 to 5, like pretty much every single day. Most Fridays we had off, but then we had to go do like observations and stuff on Friday. So yeah, it was pretty stressful. And then in physical therapy school, I couldn't really work because I was working full time at school. So
are you pretty much a straight A?
In undergrad, I think maybe I had like 2 Bs or something. And then in physical therapy school, I had to let go of that. I was like, this is too hard. As long as I was happy with like Bs. I made mostly As, but if I got a B, I was like, it's fine.
That's good.
Yeah.
Doing great work in the community, and maybe when you come home a lot, you're hanging out with your dog.
Yeah. Yep. He's my buddy.
Let's take a look at some pictures of him. Tell us about this guy.
So he's a Border Collie Blue Heeler mix. They think he was born during COVID in May of 2020, so he's about 3 years old. I've had him for almost a year. August 21st will be a year since I adopted him, and he's just become one of my best friends. He's the best thing in my day. I come home, and he's just always excited to see me. He loves to cuddle, loves to go on walks. He's just the perfect dog for me.
I haven't had a dog in a long time, but he can just stay at home and chill by himself, or do you put him in the crate? Or?
Yeah, so I tried to crate train him, but either I didn't do a very good job or he was just really stubborn. So I started just like leaving him for a few hours at a time, and then worked up to a full day of like me not coming home at lunch, and He does fine. I mean, he's torn up a couple of things since I got him, but it was mostly at the beginning. I think it was just like some anxiety of being left alone, but now he's fine. He just has the apartment to himself when I'm gone.
So for people who have pets, one of my mentors, Greg McCoy, is he was explaining one time, I think actually on a podcast, just walking is very beneficial for your health. People probably take that for granted sometimes. You go on the walk with your dog a lot and
every day. Yeah.
Why is that? As far as health goes, it elevates the heart rate or something?
It's really good for cardiovascular health, just to get your heart rate up, get the blood pumping. And then it's pretty low intensity, so it's easy to recover from. And yeah, it's just really beneficial for your overall general health.
The last prep you, I can't remember if you said this already, forgive me. You were doing a lot of cardio, you weren't, or?
Yeah, I started off doing a lot of cardio, like every single day. I was doing like at least 30 minutes on the Stairmaster, and then I had post cardio that was post lift cardio that was a little bit higher intensity. So I was just doing a lot of cardio right off the bat, and so I kind of stalled out for a little bit, and then the only way you can push past that is to increase your cardio even more. And so yeah, it was just I was really, really tired. You get tired in prep, but this was like I was tired a month in, and it was too much.
People always seem to be doing fasted cardio. That was on your plan too?
I mean, technically it was fasted cardio for like those longer ones that I had, the first 30 minutes. It was supposed to be fasted, but there's really not a like significant difference research wise of doing fasted versus unfasted. I prefer to do fasted cardio just because I don't want to be on the Stairmaster with food in my belly. It just like doesn't make me feel good. But if it makes somebody else feel good, you can definitely eat before cardio, and there's really no difference in the amount of body fat lost.
We were talking off camera before we started about 40 minutes ago. We have about 3 minutes left. You're a little bit of an introvert.
Yes.
You have some introverts in your family too, or?
I feel like, yeah, we're all, well, not all of us, but I feel like my parents are pretty introverted, and then me and my sisters are pretty introverted. My brothers, I feel like, are the most social and extroverted people. Like, even when I was in high school, I was the older one, and they were like, "Oh, you're Levi's sister." I'm like, actually, he's my brother. I was here first. Yeah.
Well, in most families growing up with, so I hear, I only have one older brother. The girls tend to mature quicker than the boys, and the boys are more wilder, and the girls are more quieter. Was this the same thing in your family?
I was definitely a goody two shoes. I rarely did anything wrong. I mean, every now and then I would get into some trouble, but my brothers have done things like sneak out of the house and like go to parties like without my parents knowing, and I would have been scared to death. I would have thought I was going to get killed if I did anything like that. I just really did not want to get in trouble or disappoint my parents, so I was pretty mellow.
Cool. How old is everyone again?
I'm 28. Levi's 25. Kinley's 23. Amra is going to be 19 in September, and then Marin just turned 17.
That's really cool. Such a big family.
Yeah.
Yeah. It reminds me a little bit of the Crouch family, who I know are in Austin, I think. Yes. And they have a big family.
Yeah.
They had I think 4 boys, and then just like a month ago, they finally got that girl they wanted.
Oh,
maybe they'll stop now.
Good. Yeah. I prayed so hard for my little sister, Amra. I was like, please give me a sister.
Yeah. Do your siblings have any kids?
No. Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet.
All right.
One day.
Cool. Shayne, what should we end on? You tell me. If you don't know anything, I got something here. You want to end on anything?
Nothing in particular.
I have here on my notes, I don't know why, but I put it there, Buff Bunny collection. You still wearing this?
Oh, yes. That's what I wear in the gym like 99% of the time.
Actually, I knew her, of course, and then her either husband or boyfriend.
Christian Guzman.
Yes.
And Heidi Summers.
Yes. He seems really kind.
Yeah.
I know more about Navigation, those leggings, and I think Bombshell. I've seen that a lot before in that. But tell me more about Butt Bunny. What do you? They fit?
Bunny.
They fit well.
Yeah. I love that it's female owned and operated. Like all the designers, obviously the owner is a female, and it's specifically designed for women. They are really inclusive of all body types. Like their models run from extra small to I think like double X. So they get to just like show the different versions of women and body types, and they just like try to make sure that all of their clothes are flattering on all different body types, and they're high quality, and they're less expensive than like, you know, Lululemon. They're still kind of expensive, but they also release by collection, so it's like unique designs, and it's just, I think everybody looks great in it, and I think I look great in it, so I wear it to the gym.
Like some people, when they're wearing leggings, I see women sometimes say they're squat proof. Or
Yeah.
Are these the same?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like it's not sheer. They double brush, I think is the right term for like most of their leggings. So like you can squat, you can stretch around, and you're not gonna see like your underwear or anything like that.
This company called Navigation, or some people say NVGTN, they have like 2, 3, 4, maybe even more than that, 5, 6 launches a year. Does Butt Bunny do that?
It's like every couple of months. Yeah, I feel like every couple of months they launch a different collection.
They go pretty fast.
Yes, usually. But now I feel like they're doing bigger stocks. So sometimes even after a collection launches, if I decide I want to get something, I usually can. But I usually get on like right when it launches to make sure I get everything I want in my size.
That's cool. Shayne, I'm excited you're here.
Thank you.
Fun.
Yeah.
This is really cool. If you don't step on stage next year, you know, maybe the year after that, you never know what's going to happen. So
yeah, we'll see.
I'll see. Cool. This was a great episode. I don't remember what number it was. I was just about to say the number, and I don't remember, but you see it on the title on the YouTube here. And we'll see you again next time. Thank you guys.